Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to another Final Fantasy XV update video where we will be discussing Final Fantasy XV's post-launch plans for things as simple as story that people wanted added to the game. Some things I'm really happy to see them doing, but before we get to that, I want to thank the Amino app for sponsoring this video. The Amino app is a great place to find communities for all sorts of games and companies. The one I'm talking about today is of course the Final Fantasy Amino. Here you can find tons of blog posts, polls, and public chats discussing thoughts or sharing experiences with the different games in the Final Fantasy series. A few of my favorites: the Chocobo Race blog post, which linked to the Chocobo Ranch chat room, where people participate in the chat room equivalent of Chocobo races to earn coins and power up their Chocobos. I also noticed when I was going through that my friend Chris has been making posts on the app without me knowing about he and his wife's Noctis and Luna cosplay playthrough of Final Fantasy XV. Proud of you, buddy. Oh, and since getting the card game was near impossible for me, I was glad to see a post explaining the strengths and weaknesses of the initial 3 starter decks. To check out Amino and its Final Fantasy community, just check out the download links in the description of the video. So Square Enix has officially begun detailing the Final Fantasy XV update roadmap. Now last week we talked about how they were going to be adding in New Game Plus, as well as the level cap creation mode and the mock battle against the CEO of Square Enix himself. This is going to be covering a lot more than that. It's going to be covering short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, while again reiterating the things that are already planned that we discussed last week. So I'm just going to go immediately into Hajime Tabata's statement. He thanks people for the 5 million copies shipped. He says he's really happy that people are enjoying the game, but he wants to strengthen the experience based on player feedback since the game has launched. So for that, he has come up with a short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. The short-term goals want to enhance the story experience, specifically of Chapter 13. Now, if you haven't reached there yet, I won't tell you anything, but in my opinion, it is the lowest point of gameplay in the entire game. And I haven't met a single person who goes, "No, I disagree, it was great." Everybody seems to have the same opinion about that, and for that reason, they are going to be updating it. They're going to be making the magic available in that chapter more satisfying. They are also going to be doing some other work to make the chapter a better experience overall. They're going to be doing this in the short term, so I would expect this in anywhere from the next 3 to 4 months. For the midterm goals, we will enhance the presentation in general of the second half of the game, including a lot of event scenes detailing other characters and what happened to them. One of the big ones here listed is, why does the character Ravus follow that fate? They're going to be adding in a lot of story scenes. They're going to have localization work done for all the languages that the game supports, so it is going to take a while. On top of that, they need to actually create the event scenes themselves. It is not going to be half-assed work. It will be as if it was a cutscene in the game since the beginning. That is the same quality that it will receive. This is a midterm goal. I wouldn't expect this at least for another 6 to 9 months. Just that's what my idea of midterm goal is. And then long-term goals, and this is a big one. We will make important characters that appear in the main story of the game available to use as playable characters. That's insane to me, because that tells me the other 3 characters would be playable. Aranea might be playable. Maybe, I don't know, like what other characters, or Core might be available, who knows? That's pretty crazy to think that that's actually a goal of theirs to add to the game, and that will greatly enrich the experience for a large number of people. On top of that, this is the weirder one, we will also consider adding an avatar system to create original characters to play the game. I can't even imagine playing Final Fantasy XV as a character that's not Noctis. You know what I mean? Like, I could understand taking control of another character for a portion of the game, but not to literally play as this made-up character and just throw him into the story to reclaim your throne and all that stuff. So they said that's under consideration. That's not guaranteed, and they also plan to continue updating Final Fantasy XV over the long term so people can enjoy it over the long term. As a long-term goal, we really can't give this any sort of, official timeline. We can't give any of this an official timeline, really. But my expectation wouldn't be for at least a year. This is one of those things that I just don't expect to happen anytime soon. And then on top of that, they wanted to reiterate some of the things they're already working on. New Game Plus, various items that expand the breadth of gameplay, like low-level clears and invincible suits. I don't know what the invincible suit is. If it's a suit that makes you invincible, it's kind of weird. I don't know that I enjoy gameplay like that, like where you're just completely invincible. I get really bored of that. Excuse me, I get really bored of that. But I mean, if it's something they want to add in, I don't think that takes very many things for them to do. So we'll see what ends up happening. They're going to increase the font size, or give us the ability to increase the font size so that the messages are easier to read. They're going to offer content such as boss battle, complete boss battles, new boss battles, complete with rewards and achievements, limited time mob hunts. Meaning, like, so you know how like Hitman has limited time hits? These are limited time mob hunts, so you have a reason to play, log in the game and get that mob hunt done in order for you to enjoy the game live. It should be noted that already announced downloadable content will be released as originally planned. That includes the Holiday Pack, which is due out later this month, the Booster Pack, which what the heck does that mean, Episode Gladiolus, Episode Ignis, Episode Prompto, and the online expansion Companion, which allows you to do a 4-player co-op type thing for whatever, probably like a Xenoblade, where it's different missions and stuff like that. On behalf of all the staff and all players around the world, we hope you will continue to enjoy Final Fantasy 15 even more. Thank you for your continued support for Final Fantasy 15 and the Final Fantasy series. So, I'll say it this way. It's not good that they feel they have to do some of these things. Chapter 13 is clearly due to player feedback and even, just backlash. In adding more story scenes in, fully voice acted, again, that's player feedback / backlash. It's not good that they have to do it, because it could have been there in the first place. Not something I particularly feel like I needed to enjoy the game, but it could have and should have been there from the beginning in the eyes of most people. What is amazing is that they are doing it. Most developers say, this is a single player game, we messed up. Maybe Mass Effect 3 is the only other game I could think of where they said, wow, we screwed up and we need to fix it. But this Final Fantasy 15 roadmap is very refreshing to hear that the game isn't just released and it's done. And they said that, but I kind of just blocked it out because I didn't expect changes like this. I'm impressed. I'm excited because I've loved Final Fantasy 15 and I would love more reasons to keep playing it. And it looks like we're going to be getting a great deal of these reasons with the short, mid, and long-term goals, as well as the updates and the DLC. I want to say the expansion pack, but the DLC. So let me know what you think about these updates coming to Final Fantasy 15, all of the goals, all of the DLCs, etc., etc. Let me know what you think in the comment section of the video below. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.